Hello everyone, my name is Stephen Figueroa and I'm in Dr. Alexis Pons' Ethical Hacking and Countermeasure class at FIU. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use Ettercap and Driftnet on Kali in order to capture images from a target computer. But before I begin, I want to say this video is strictly for educational purposes and in no way whatsoever have any malicious intent towards anyone. As you can see, we have Kali up and running, and now we're all set to start. But before we start, there's one thing that we need to do, and that's that we have to configure Ettercap before we start using it. One way to start editing Ettercap will be to open a root terminal, and we type in a certain command. That command is leafpad /etc /ettercap /etter .conf. Press enter. Alright, once you do that, we are going to have this little window open that says Etterconf, which is exactly what we wanted. First thing we have to do is change the UID and the GID from 65,534 to 0. So that's what we're going to do. 0 and 0. Okay. Now, the other step to do will be click on the search tab right up here, select find, right, and what we're going to find are the IP tables. So IP, I'm sure it's here, IP tables, IP right there. Okay, and right here they are. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to remove these hashtag pound signs from the reader commands. Okay, and save it by File, Save, and just quit. There we go. Alright, now we're ready to begin using Ettercap. In order to start using Ettercap, we go up here to Applications, scroll down to Internet, and Ettercap should be the third one from a list of 5. Okay. And once we have Ettercap, we go to Sniff and Unified Sniffing, which is what we want. Now, when selecting the network interface, there's two things I want you to be aware of. When it says ETH0, it means you're connected through an Ethernet, like a regular computer you'll see in class or maybe at a library or anything like that. But for me, since I'm using a laptop and I'm using my wireless, I'm going to switch it to WLAN0. Since WLAN0 is mostly used by the wireless, that's the one I'm going to be using for this project. But if you're using any Ethernet cables, you would be using ETH0 rather than the one I'm using. We'll click OK. Okay. Now we're going to start searching for hosts. So we go to the host tab right up here, third one. And we're going to click Scan for hosts. Alright, there are 2 hosts available. If you think that there should be more or anything like that, you can use the shortcut that it says by Control S, and it will scan again. Look, it went up 6 hosts now. Or just click scanning again until you reach the 2 targets that you want. For me, I've already picked my targets, which is another computer I'm using, as well as the gateway that that computer is using. And so we go to hosts. We're going to pick host lists, and we're going to see all the hosts that are available right now. Okay. Alright. Like I said, it might take a couple of tries to finally get the host that you do want, but when you do, you're gonna click the gateway first and put it as your target 1. Then you're gonna put the target computer's IP address as your target 2. This will only limit to these 2 targets. If you want to poison everyone that's on your list, well then you won't have any target whatsoever. To look at the targets that you currently have, you go to Targets, Current Targets. Right here, you're going to see the 2 targets I have picked. If you haven't picked any target, those 2 slots would have been empty. Or if you accidentally picked a target by mistake that wasn't the right one, you can just highlight it and click Delete. And it'll be gone, see? And then go back to the host list and click the proper one. So, now we're ready to start ARP poisoning. To do that, we go to the man in the middle, which is this tab right here, MITM, and we're going to start putting ARP poisoning. And select Sniff Remote Connection. Click OK. Okay, now it's starting to poison these 2 groups. Next, in order to start sniffing, we're going to go to Start tab and then Start Sniffing. Alright. Soon you'll see a couple of packets show up here, but since it's just me and this target right now, no target's going to appear until I start using the other computer, which I'll show you momentarily. Now that we've started doing this, we're going to start doing DriftNet. So first, let's minimize this. Don't close it. If you close it, everything's going to stop. And in the root terminal, if you want, you can open a new one. It won't matter. You're going to type, okay, to open DriftNet, we're going to type in the command DriftNet -I for interface. And for this part, since I'm using the wireless, it's WLAN 0. Remember, if you're using an Ethernet cable, you're going to type ETH 0 rather than WLAN 0. But if you're using the wireless, you're going to be using WLAN 0. And we click Enter. And we see this little small window appear. This is DriftNet. Let's see if I can, okay, and stretch this so we can see. Right? Now I'm going to go to the other computer and I'm going to show you the images that it captures. As you can see, it's already starting to capture some images on some random websites I've gone, even to a random bank. And this could easily be able to capture a target's usernet, which is only half the requirements that a hacker needs in order to get into an account. And password cracking is already able to be done on Kali. So this shows just how potential DriftNet could be along with Ettercap, as well as looking for something that a hacker could be looking for and that contains sensitive information as well. Right. See, it's still hacking. Watch what happens when I go to fiu.edu, Blackboard. Now some images might not appear because they're probably secured, but other images or other websites that don't have this luxury could easily be shown to a hacker and its potential dangers. As you can see, YouTube hashtag. That's weird. See, here it is capturing more images right now. Okay. Now, let's close this. If you ever want to stop poisoning, we go back to Ettercap. From the Start tab, we put Stop Sniffing. Okay. Unified sniffing has stopped, and we go back to the man in the middle attack, and we put Stop Man in the Middle attack. man-in-the-middle attacks have stopped. Click OK. And that's it. So that was Ettercap along with Driftnet and all the steps that you needed to do in order to start capturing images. As you saw, we got some corrupted pictures in there, which is basically some sort of protection that some websites have that will scramble the images in order to prevent any kind of sensitive information, just like the bank along with my.fiu.edu, which is what every student needs to log in, which is pretty good considering since we're all students at FIU. And that's it. I hope you all have good interest, the same as I did, along with Ettercap and Driftnet. And another interesting thing about Ettercap is that it's able also to capture audio. Driftnet is able to capture audio. But sadly, when I first attempted it, all I could get was just a bunch of random static noises, and I don't think that would have made a good project. Thank you for your time, and thank you for listening and watching.